Hello everyone, my name is Zoya. Today is a very special day. It is my first day at university. I am so excited but also a little nervous. A university is a big school where you go after high school to study a subject deeply. I am going to study English literature, that means reading books, poems, and stories. You will learn many new English words about university life. So let's begin. My alarm rings at 7 a.m. I open my eyes. For a moment, I forget where I am. Then I remember, oh my God, today is my first day. I jump out of bed. My heart is beating fast. I am nervous because I don't know anyone at the university. What if I get lost? What if I can't find my classroom? What if no one talks to me? But I take a deep breath and say to myself, Zoya, you can do this. Everyone is nervous on the first day. I go to the bathroom and take a shower. Then I brush my teeth and wash my face. I look at myself in the mirror. I say, you look good. You are ready. I go to my closet. What should I wear? I want to look nice but comfortable. I choose a blue jeans, a white t-shirt, and a green sweater. It is a little cold outside. I also wear my favorite white sneakers. Sneakers are sports shoes that are very comfortable for walking. I pack my bag. I put in 2 notebooks, 3 pens, a pencil, an eraser, my water bottle, and a small packet of biscuits. I also put my phone and my wallet. My wallet has my ID card, some money, and my bus pass. A bus pass is a card that lets you ride the bus for free because you already paid for the month. My mother calls from the kitchen, Zoya, breakfast is ready. I go to the kitchen. She made parathas and tea. I eat 2 parathas and drink a full cup of tea. My mother says, good luck today. Don't be nervous. You will make friends. I hug her and say, thank you, Mama. I will call you after class. Then I pick up my bag and leave the house. I walk to the bus stop. It is 5 minutes from my house. There are already 3 people waiting there. One is an old man with a newspaper. One is a woman with a small child. One is a young boy with a large backpack, maybe he is also going to university. I stand and wait. After 2 minutes, the bus arrives. It is a big blue bus. I get on. I show my bus pass to the driver. He nods and I go inside. The bus is half full. I find an empty seat near the window. I sit down and put my bag on my lap. The bus starts moving. I look out the window. I see shops, houses, trees, and people walking. The bus stops at many stops. More people get on. The bus becomes crowded. I see other young people with bags and books. Maybe they are also going to the university. After 25 minutes, the bus stops at a big gate. The driver says, University stop. I stand up and say, excuse me, let me pass. I get off the bus. And there it is, my university. It is huge. There are big buildings, green lawns, tall trees, and hundreds of students walking everywhere. I feel very small. But I also feel excited. This is my new home for the next 3 years. I walk through the main gate. There is a security guard standing there. He smiles and says, good morning. Are you a new student? I say, yes, it's my first day. He says, welcome. The administration building is straight ahead. Go there first to get your class schedule. A schedule is a paper that tells you which class at which time and in which room. I say thank you and walk straight. I see many buildings. They all look the same, big, gray, with many windows. Which one is the administration building? I see a sign that says Block A, another says Block B. I am confused. I walk towards Block A. But inside, there are only science labs. I don't see any office. I go out again. I feel a little lost. I see a girl sitting on a bench. She is eating a sandwich. I go to her and say, "Hi, excuse me. I am new here. Can you tell me where the administration building is?" She smiles and says, "Oh, it's Block C. You went the wrong way. Turn left, then right, then straight. You will see a red door." I laugh at myself. "Thank you so much," I say. She says, "No problem. Good luck." I follow her directions. I turn left, then right, then go straight. And yes, there is a red door. I go inside. There is a long line of new students. I stand in the line. I wait for 10 minutes. Finally, it is my turn. The lady behind the counter asks for my name. She gives me a folder. Inside my folder is my class schedule, a map of the university, and my student ID card. I have an ID card now. I feel like a real university student. I look at my schedule. My first class is English 101, Introduction to Literature. It is in room 203, Block D. The class starts at 10 a.m. Right now it is 9:45 a.m. I have 15 minutes. I look at the map. Block D is on the other side of the campus. I start walking fast. I walk past the library, past the science building, past the canteen. The canteen is where students buy food and drinks. I smell something delicious, maybe samosas or pizza. My stomach growls but I ignore it. I need to find my class. I reach Block D. It is a 3-story building. I go up the stairs to the second floor. Room 201, room 202, and there, room 203. I stand outside the door. I am nervous again. I take a deep breath. I open the door and go inside. The classroom is big. There are about 30 benches. At the front, there is a large whiteboard and a teacher's desk. Some students are already sitting. Some are talking to each other. Some are looking at their phones. I find a seat near the window. I sit down and take out my notebook and pen. A boy sitting next to me smiles and says, "Hi. First day?" I say, "Yes. Is it that obvious?" He laughs and says, "A little. You look lost." "Don't worry. I was lost too on my first day last year. I am Rohan. I am in second year." I say, "I am Zoya. Nice to meet you." He says, "Nice to meet you too. This class is easy. The teacher is very nice. You will like her." I feel better now that someone talked to me. Maybe university will be fun after all. The door opens. A woman walks in. She is maybe 35 years old. She has long black hair and glasses. She is wearing a blue sari. She puts her bag on the desk and looks at all of us. She smiles. She has a kind face. She says, "Good morning, everyone. Welcome to English 101. My name is Professor Mehta. Some of you are new here. Some of you are older students. Don't worry, we will all learn together." She writes her name on the whiteboard. Then she says, "Let me take attendance. When I call your name, please say present or here. She starts calling names. Arif? Present. Aditi? Here. Zoya? I say loudly, present. She looks at me and smiles. She says, "Welcome, Zoya. Is this your first year?" I say, "Yes, ma'am." She says, "Wonderful. I hope you enjoy this class." Then she starts the lesson. She says, "Today we will talk about poetry. Does anyone know what poetry is?" A girl raises her hand. Professor Mehta says, "Yes." The girl says, "Poetry is writing that rhymes and expresses feelings." Professor Mehta says, "Very good. Poetry can rhyme, but not always. Poetry is about using beautiful words to describe emotions, nature, love, or life." She reads a short poem to us. The poem is about a bird flying freely in the sky. I close my eyes and listen. The words are so beautiful. I understand most of them. I write down some new words in my notebook. The class lasts for 50 minutes. When she says, "That's all for today," I am surprised. Time flew by so fast. I actually enjoyed the class. The class ends. Everyone stands up and starts leaving. I pack my bag. Rohan, the boy next to me, says, "Hey Zoya, do you want to go to the canteen?" I am hungry. I say, "Sure." I am hungry too. We walk out of the classroom together. Rohan knows the way. He takes me to the canteen. The canteen is a large hall with many tables and chairs. There is a long counter where food is sold. I see samosas, sandwiches, pizza, noodles, chips, cold drinks, tea, and coffee. The smell is amazing. My stomach growls loudly. Rohan hears it and laughs. He says, "Someone is hungry." I laugh too. I feel embarrassed, but it is funny. We stand in line. When it is our turn, Rohan says, "I will have 2 samosas and a cold drink." I say, "I will have a vegetable sandwich and a cup of tea." We pay and take our food. We find an empty table near the window. While eating, we talk. Rohan asks, "What is your favorite book?" I say, "I love Harry Potter." His eyes get big. He says, "Me too." "Which house are you in?" I say, "Gryffindor." He says, "No way. I am Gryffindor too." We start talking about our favorite characters. We laugh about funny scenes. I forget that I was nervous. Rohan is nice. Maybe he will be my first friend at university. Another girl comes to our table. She says, "Hi, can I sit here?" Everywhere else is full. I say, "Of course." She sits down. She says, "I am Priya. First year. English literature." I say, "Me too." "I am Zoya. This is Rohan, he is second year." Priya smiles. She says, "I was so nervous this morning. I almost didn't come." I say, "Me too. But now I am happy I came." We all laugh. Now I have 2 friends. After eating, Rohan has to go to his next class. He says, "Bye Zoya, bye Priya. See you later." Priya and I have a 2-hour break before our next class. Priya says, "Do you want to see the library? I heard it is huge." I say, "Yes, let's go." We walk to the library. It is a big building with large glass windows. We go inside. It is very quiet. The only sound is people turning pages and typing on computers. There are rows and rows of bookshelves. I have never seen so many books in my life. There are books on history, science, art, music, and of course, literature. A librarian is sitting at a large desk. A librarian is a person who takes care of the library and helps you find books. She is an old woman with white hair and glasses. She says, "Are you new students?" We say yes. She says, "Would you like to get a library card? It is free." We both say yes. She takes our student ID cards and gives us small cards. Now we can borrow books and take them home. Priya and I walk between the bookshelves. We find the literature section. There are so many novels, classic ones, modern ones, and poetry books. I pick up a book of poems. Priya picks up a mystery novel. We sit at a long table and read for 30 minutes. It is so peaceful. I love this library already. Then Priya whispers, "Look at that boy over there." I look. A boy is sleeping on a table with his head on a book. His mouth is open. He is snoring softly. Snoring means making a small sound while sleeping. We try not to laugh. But then he makes a funny sound, pft. And we both burst out laughing. The librarian looks at us and says, "Shoo." We cover our mouths. It was so hard to stop laughing. That was the funniest moment of my first day. At 2 p.m., Priya and I go to our second class. It is creative writing. The classroom is smaller than the first one. There are only 15 students. The teacher is a young man with a beard. He is wearing a funny orange t-shirt that says I writing. He says, "Welcome to creative writing. In this class, you will write stories, poems, and essays. But today, we will play a fun game." Everyone looks interested. He says, "I will give you a sentence. You have to write the next sentence. Then you fold the paper and pass it to the person next to you. That person will write the next sentence. In the end, we will read the story out loud." He gives us a starting sentence. The cat walked into the library and sat on a pile of books. I write the next sentence. The librarian looked at the cat and said, "No cats allowed." I fold my paper and pass it to Priya. Priya writes, "The cat meowed loudly and ran towards the history section." She folds and passes it to the next person. After 10 minutes, we have 5 different stories. The teacher reads them out loud. One story is about a cat who becomes a detective. Another story is about a cat who falls in love with a mouse. Everyone laughs. My favorite story is the one where the cat eats the librarian's lunch and then apologizes by bringing a dead mouse. It is so silly but so funny. The whole class is laughing. I have never laughed so much in a classroom. This is going to be a great class. The teacher says, "You see? Writing can be fun. Don't be scared of making mistakes. Just write what comes to your mind." I feel inspired. I want to write stories now. The second class ends at 4 p.m. Priya and I walk out of the building. The sun is lower in the sky. The campus looks beautiful in the evening light. I feel so happy. My first day at university was amazing. I was nervous in the morning, but now I am smiling. Priya says, "Do you want to walk to the bus stop together?" I say, "Yes." We walk and talk. We exchange phone numbers. She says, "Let's meet at the canteen tomorrow before class." I say, "Perfect. I will see you tomorrow." We reach the bus stop. Her bus comes first. She waves and says, "Bye Zoya. See you tomorrow." I wave back. "Bye Priya. Take care." My bus comes 5 minutes later. I get on and find a window seat. The bus starts moving. I look out the window. I think about everything that happened today. I got lost. I found my class. I met Rohan and Priya. I ate samosas and sandwiches. I laughed at a sleeping boy. I played a funny writing game. I made 2 new friends. My first day was a success. I take out my phone and call my mother. She picks up immediately. "How was your day, Beta?" she asks. I say, "Mama, it was amazing. I made friends. I liked my classes. I am so happy." She says, "I am so proud of you." I smile. I feel warm inside. The bus stops near my house. I get off and walk home. I open the door. My mother is in the kitchen. "I made your favorite, biryani," she says. I hug her tight. "Thank you, Mama." I eat dinner and tell her everything. Then I go to my room and write in my diary, "First day at university, I was scared, but I did it. I am proud of myself." Now let me review some new words we learned today: university, nervous, schedule, campus, administration building, canteen, librarian, library, creative writing, poem, snoring, and many more. If you are starting something new, a school, a job, or anything, don't be nervous. You can do it. Just like I did. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Bye bye and good luck with your new beginnings.